If you are nervous and worried about multiple threats to your income and about a fast developing real estate market crash and recession, you should be. You are right. And you need real information, not motivation or positive thinking. We are about to live through a distorted, difficult real estate market unlike anything I've ever seen in my 30 years in the business, yet with enough similarities to several times of massive agent income destruction that I've successfully navigated, that I know exactly what's coming and exactly what agents must do about it. Frankly, hardly anyone else will tell you the truth about this, even the few who know. I'm going to tell you about the liars and charlatans and vultures surrounding you in a minute. But first, I want to tell you up front that I've worked with my top coaches to prepare a special, new, personal, private, diagnostic, and prescriptive coaching call addressing the crushing challenge racing towards real estate agents. And if you qualify, I'm going to offer that call to you entirely free of charge or obligation. Now, why would I do that? Not for the reason you think. Let me explain. I've set aside 19 time slots over the next 45 days for free consultation calls for agents that are not already working with me. So if what I have to say in the next 15 minutes does interest you, it will be essential that you act immediately to arrange your confidential call. You have nothing to lose by staying with me here for the next 15 minutes. But I promise you, there's a lot to lose by not hearing what I have to say. You may immediately think, hey, the last thing I want to do is suffer through a sales pitch from a fake coach on the phone. And I don't blame you. I will not subject you to that. And you may very well change your mind about being one of the 19 agents to get on this call in just a few short minutes. So please be patient with a bit of ancient history. Maybe you can win a free drink with it at my next conference. The United States began selling off its real estate in May of 1880. This marks a start point for the land development and real estate industries of which we are part of. From there, every 18 years, there was a peak in values followed by a crash. In 1836, sales peaked, followed by a depression. In 1854, 1869, 1888, and 1908, peaks were all followed by crashes. Real estate peaked in 1926, followed closely by the Great Depression. For the first 144 years of real estate, this cycle asserted itself. You can carry it forward from there. But what about right now? What about year 2023, 2024, and 2025? And what about you? Quickly, a related question. How deep really is your understanding or the understanding of the huge tribe of people able to spell coach and make YouTube videos about real estate history, cycles, predictive signals, meaning of trends? How successful is their experience with prospering through prior market disruptions and recessions? Since Biden's inauguration, $18 trillion of wealth has been erased in America, even as the housing bubble has inflated. What will that lead to? Are you certain that you know? Are you certain that one of the newly minted, flashy, loud coaches knows? Well, I'm certain that I know. If you haven't recognized me yet, my name is Craig Proctor. And in brief, here are my actual relevant accomplishments. I was the #1 agent worldwide for RE/MAX after only my 3rd year as a real estate agent. And I was one of the top 10 real estate agents worldwide for 20 consecutive years. Me, the Tom Brady of the RE/MAX League. Those years included 2 serious market disruptions and downturns that literally wiped out tens of thousands of real estate agents as well as mortgage brokers. But I didn't just survive, I thrived. I have mentored, coached, and consulted with thousands of real estate agents, from those just beginning to seasoned veterans and top income pros, including guiding them through the 2008 crash and its aftermath, always keeping them from being consumed by being busy. But busy with what? From being overworked, overwhelmed, confused, and burnt out, often raising their incomes at stunning speed without piling on more busyness to get it done. For example, I provided the strategies and fail-safe, clear, certain system that took Joe Cox from Georgia from $0 when he started his real estate career in May of 2020 to over $1 million in just 20 months. The same system took Jason Clark from Ontario, Canada from $100,000 a year to $800,000 in GCI in just 18 months. Whitney Boland from Florida was on the verge of leaving real estate in 2019. She was going to quit. She was on average selling 12 to 20 transactions a year, and it just wasn't worth the trade-off. I helped her get to $750,000 in gross commission income working less hours last year. Bertrand and Argy Dassault of Quebec were on the verge of bankruptcy when they met me in late 2015. Last year, they did over $5 million in gross commission income. Peter Masuchin from the Greater Toronto area, when he met me, his income was $245,000. Last year, he did $740,000. But most importantly, he was able to restructure the way he was doing his business to be sane and hyper-productive instead of insane and depressingly unproductive in just 24 months. Look, the list could go on with hundreds and hundreds more. Now, here are the 5 things that I know for certain about the upcoming 12 to 36 months. Number 1, there's going to be blood on the streets. Thousands of real estate agents, including successful ones, will be starved out of the business. Number 2, the market as a whole and different regional markets and different price levels will all suffer a lot of disruption. There's going to be confused sellers and confused buyers requiring different and special methods of handling them. The effects of runaway inflation, interest hikes, and a recession will make the Jimmy Carter recession look like a day on the beach. Number 3, in this, by brutal thinning of the real estate agent herd, there will be opportunity. When Napoleon Hill wrote that every adversity conceals opportunity, he was talking about exactly the situation that's coming at you right now. But it takes a very sharp eye to identify these opportunities. Number 4, very, very few are prepared with a reliable plan to adapt and succeed as we move through this sequence of situations. And the time is now. The need to be in the know and prepared is urgent. If you think you can just gut through this or wait it out, you're sadly mistaken. Number 5, a lot of real estate agents looking for help will be victimized by the league of liars, the inexperienced pretenders, and the vultures surrounding them. You are being lied to and will be lied to about what you must do to work through what Jamie Dimon has called the inevitable coming financial hurricane. Because some feel they must lie to you to keep you working harder and harder and harder for less and less results, because they don't know anything else to do. Franchise companies, brokers, sales managers, they're scared, they're confused, and they're desperately trying to keep a smile on their face and a motivational saying in every email. Inexperienced pretenders will coach agents right off the cliff. Mostly, they'll keep selling you the same game plans despite there being an entirely different game afoot. This includes the Craig Proctor copycats, who basically deliver book reports of my teachings and methods, but they can't adapt it as needed to the fast-changing market and adverse conditions. These copycats are dangerous, and the vultures will move in, offering you magic cures, using yet another commission-killing portal, or trying to sell you another CRM, or doing more social media stuff. Quick fixes that aren't really quick fixes at all. Like taping over cracks in a dam with a bunch of Post-it notes. So why trust me to tell you truths that no one else will? To see what is coming before it arrives and guide you in fast adapting, to find opportunity rather than be mired in a depressing adversity. First, bluntly, I don't need your money. And I certainly don't want your money if I don't earn it. Now, without showing off, I can tell you that my wife, Catherine, and I have 2 very nice homes, one here in Toronto and one in Florida. And I have a business that would thrive without even a single new client for years and years to come. And I have considerable secure wealth that's been accumulated. In fact, when I saw this real estate storm developing over a year ago, I again considered just retiring and relaxing on the beach or out on my boat while the war raged on. It was my wife, Catherine, who talked me out of that. She actually guilted me, as spouses will. She said that I was going to be needed in these next few years more than ever. That real estate and the real estate agent community has been very good to me, and so I owed the industry my experience, my judgment, and my leadership at this time. So, with a few requirements, I'm offering you an entirely free, no fee, no obligation, and no pressure private consultation call for confidential diagnosis of your real estate business and your readiness for the coming crash and sequence of events that I predict, and to provide some prescriptions for you as well. There's a limit though. I'm only interrupting my normal business for 19 of these calls over the next 45 days. A second reason to trust me on this is I bring to the table an absolutely proven system, not a collection of random ideas. Most real estate coaching fails in one of 3 ways. 1, it's about motivating you to do more and more and more. You are its whipped mule, and you are made to feel inadequate. 2, it's disorganized and even random. And 3, it's canned by one man's book. Every coach on my team is an active real estate agent using the Craig Proctor system to be a top 1% real estate agent right now, going through the changing market with you. They're not has-beens or never-beens. They're not generic accountability coaches. And this is no time to be somebody's lab rat or paycheck. But this is also not a good time to be alone out there either. What happens after our call? Well, that's entirely up to you. If you decide you want to use my system as your own and be coached by a reliable guide during the coming tumult of challenges, and you are accepted, it will be on a safe, fully guaranteed, zero-risk basis. You see, I will, as a baseline, guarantee to add at least $20,000 in GCI over the next 120 days to your income, even against all the adverse headwinds, or you pay nothing. But this possible relationship is about a lot more than just making money. It's about switching you from an often overwhelming, often exhausting, often frustrating sales job masquerading as a business to actually owning an income-generating machine, a true system that works for you, that frees you from dawn to dark, jumping at every cell phone call, from having your spouse and kids wishing you were in some other line of work, from being a high-income success, yet knowing deep down inside, it's as fragile as your next deal. And this is about getting you through the coming storms, catastrophic for many, however safely and with good income intact for you. I've worked closely with my senior coaches who will conduct your personal call to make sure that it's useful and beneficial to you, whether you and I ever do business together or not, and to make sure your call is directly relevant to the coming sequence of market disruptions that I've predicted. To arrange your call, all you have to do is click on the button somewhere around here and answer a few qualifying questions, and then pick an available date and time. Listen, success in real estate does not have to be difficult. When I started, I struggled and I quickly rejected industry norms, and I went to work figuring out a system to replace just work. And I did just that. You see, my system made it simple, methodical, certain, and even easy to sell 500 homes a year. In my first 14 months, using the first version of my system, I went from working like a crazy person, but still broke and confused, to selling 222 homes. Since then, my system has been refined and improved, including real-world use and feedback from over 30,000 agents in my top coaching groups. Now I have modified it yet again to be crash and recession-proof. One other thing. If not at least having this call and getting a clear picture of what to expect in the coming months, and assessing how well positioned you are to cope, what are you doing instead to be certain that you're ready and able to profit while most real estate agents suffer? To know and feel that there just has to be a better way, but to be endlessly putting off finding it, continuing with the same work but hoping for different results, is frankly just not smart. So click on the button now on this page or click on the link, book your call, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you for watching.